title pretty much says it all, but yeah, my sophomore year of college is over with. What happened this year? Where did the time go? Yeah, it's really crazy to think that I'm halfway done with college at this point, because it really doesn't feel like that long ago that I, went to college, like freshman year, and now I'm halfway done. It's been a really crazy year in so many ways, like regardless of what's going on right now. It's just been... Cookies? I'll be back, kids. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with a blondie thing from the neighbor to thank us for bringing her paper up every morning, though it's mostly Nicole. So I do have my notebook with everything in it, so just so I don't forget anything. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I guess let's just get into it. This has definitely been a long enough intro, so. Okay, so if you didn't know, my name's Lauren and I am now a rising junior at Temple University. I'm a film and media arts major and I upload videos on my YouTube channel every week about my creative projects, my films, live vlogs, college, random other stuff. If you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe down below so you would never miss another video. And I just flicked. So let's start with the big kahuna here, the academics. It is college we're talking about. So I'd say the big thing this year was that I actually started taking just advanced film and video classes, because freshman year I had to take the intro levels, media arts 1 and 2, intro to film and video analysis, and media and culture. Whereas this year I've taken a much more vast variety of topics that have gone way more in depth. I've taken Film History 1, which was phenomenal. It introduced me to all these old films and styles and history, and I learned so much about the world and society beyond just these early films, and I just got really hooked into movies from the 20s, the 1920s, and I fell in love, honestly, with history, and I can't wait to take more studies classes like that. I've taken now filmmaking and videography. Videography has been really interesting. It's really about just like taking the camera with you, the personal story, which is sort of interesting because like I obviously do a lot of vlogs, but to kind of take a more like cinematic filmmaker approach to it has been an interesting like thing to get my mind around. And then filmmaking, like we use actual celluloid film. I have some of it with me here. Okay, it's not focusing, but like this is actual like film that I took. I did the light meter, I measured the focus, like I did that. Like I did it myself, and the first one did not look so good. But like, we made it happen, and I just felt like this is what everybody used to do, and even though I don't plan on shooting with film much in the future, it just was like a big stepping stone for me to actually like use this art form and to be responsible for everything that happened to it. And then when you see it develop and you get to edit it, even though we didn't edit it like snip, it was just really validating for me. And it just like reminded me why I love this, because it's an art form that we have so much control over. And it's even when you collaborate with other people, like even though you may not be doing one thing, like you're all building this project together, from like, visions to the script, costumes, the set, like everything. You've made it happen. And somehow like taking the filmmaking just solidified that for me. I took an editing class, and I definitely think my editing skills improved. I don't necessarily use those skills in my YouTube videos, but I definitely think that my filmmaking videos, my class projects, like I'm just so much more organized now when I'm editing, and that just makes a big step. Like I just really feel like I'm accomplishing something in these advanced classes. I've taken now producing, which was literally a life-changing class. Like my professor, first of all, he had so many amazing guest speakers come talk to us, like Barry Osborne, Walter Murch, Duncan Henderson, like all these people. First of all, Barry, Lord of the Rings man, so I was living my best life, but he just like showed us really like the nitty-gritty stuff, and the textbook was phenomenal. There's not that many textbooks that I hate, but there are not so many textbooks that I also really love, and I'm keeping this one forever with me until it falls apart because I've looked at it so many times. I was trying to remember my last class. Screenwriting. Yeah, I actually wrote more scripts than I've ever written before. Like more longer scripts and little pieces that I've actually like spent more time rewriting. I think that's definitely been a weakness of mine, is that I'll often write a script, I might look at it a little bit, but I don't really try to heavily revise it. And everyone always says writing is rewriting, and I think I'm finally, slowly, maybe starting to understand what that means. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a heavy duty screenwriter. I don't want to be a screenwriter ultimately, but to just be taking these classes and really trying to get into the process and sharing and hearing my peers and feedback, it's really, I feel like it's like opened my eyes and my mind to what cinema is and what a story is and what a story can be. As far as like my business classes go, academically, they've definitely gotten harder. Like marketing was really stressful. My teacher was whatever, but I did learn a lot, and I think that's really useful. But like macro and leadership and organizational management, those were kind of like jokes in a way. Like they were not jokes, but they weren't as stressful definitely as marketing was. And accounting has been insane this semester. My dad really helped me out. I worked really, really hard, and thankfully like I did well in the class, but it was definitely like the hardest business class I've taken so far. And I just know they're gonna get like obviously more advanced, you know, to go from class where I go, you have to do a little bit of work to I'm reading this textbook, I'm calling my dad, I'm like emailing my teacher all the time, like I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Definitely an increased workload. I remember from high school, I think junior year was like the worst in terms of workload, so I'm curious if that's gonna be the same in college or not. Like I know that my senior thesis film I'll be making senior year, well, that'll be really stressful, but junior year could still be like just grind. Kind of feels like every semester is just gonna be like on the grind all the time. I mean, hopefully that'll be okay for me. I have a lot of dreams I want to accomplish, especially now that I've gotten into the BFA in directing. I want to make sure that I get that BFA, I get my business minor, and I just like take advantage of being at college because I'm so lucky to be able to go. And it just feels like the pressure is just gonna kind of keep mounting, and I got through 2 years now, so I know I can get through 2 more. I just have to like believe in myself and just keep going with it. I guess the last things that really sum up like my academicness, kind of lend into the professional, is I did get my filmmaking piece into the Women's Fest at Temple, which was pretty exciting. I was really proud. Then I did also get a piece in this Owl Together festival, which was definitely not as like serious, but it's still fun to see that like I'm putting work out there and the Temple film community is recognizing that, because it just is like further validation that like I'm doing the right stuff, I'm on the right track, which is a good thing to feel about yourself when you're 2 years into a degree and a plan. Because if I wasn't feeling on the right track, I'd probably be like, okay, well, how can I reassess what's going on right now, versus like I feel like I'm doing the right stuff and I just have to keep doing that. Hopefully, regardless of what happens with the situation, I can just kind of keep going. I'm lucky that I have the strength and support of my family and my friends, my like teachers, like to help me out with this, and I just hope that I continue to lean on them when I need to. On to the professional stuff. This has been another big thing, I think, for sophomore year. So I started a new job as a tutor for student athletes on campus, which meant I had to end my editing internship with WOWZA Media. But as that was unpaid and this one was paid, and I was working 5 hours and I was working 5 hours for WOWZA, like I had to kind of give up one so I could do the other, just because I just didn't have the time. So in a way it was a little sad to be like giving up this editing thing that I had been really getting good workflow in and just getting video experience, but also it's important to understand like I wanted to be making some money, and I like tutoring. I was like helping people, and I definitely don't want to be like a teacher. I really applaud people who are teachers, like my sister and all my professors, obviously, but I don't think that's the path for me. Give me in 10 years teaching, who knows? But helping someone like one-on-one or two-on-one, like that really makes me feel good when I can help someone connect the dots. So I've really enjoyed working there the past couple semesters. I expect to continue doing that junior year, but I'm not really sure. But that was like a big change because I did not have a on-campus job as a freshman, and then having as a sophomore to be like, I had to go to work. And sounds so obvious, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but it was like, someone was like, oh, you want to get dinner? I was like, oh no, I'm like working, or like I have work. And I actually had work to do, because it wasn't like when I was at camp and I worked and like everyone was working, or like you worked during the day. I had worked like weird hours throughout the week. So it really made me feel like an adult, because I had to, I had to go to work. I couldn't necessarily do what I wanted to do. And I hope that doesn't sound too like entitled or privileged, but I just think it was an important moment of growth for me to realize like priorities like that. As far as like more relevant work goes, I helped out a little bit as a PA on Marvine High. I was the associate producer for Ripple, and now on IMDb for that, so that's pretty cool. And I helped out as the set design person with The Biggest Loser, which was really fun, being on set and seeing something come to life. So I have definitely been trying to, like, as long as my own film projects, like, get out there. I was supposed to help out as a PA on a feature for one of my old professors, which I had been really, really looking forward to, but due to everything going on, that had to be postponed. I hope that when he does go back to shooting, I'm able to help out on set, because I think that would be, first of all, just like great experience. One of my friends was gonna go with me. It was gonna be a lot of fun, and I really wanted to work on a feature for the first time. So fingers crossed that that works out for me, because as I said, I thought that would be really great. I also had a brief screening internship for a couple months over the winter with Flix Premiere, which was really cool. I saw a lot of movies. Some were really not my cup of tea, but some were just like very interesting, different styles of documentary, animation, narrative, and I think that's just important to get exposure to different kinds of stories. That had to end once again with everything going on, just with like timing issues. Along with my like on-campus job, I also, I've always been really involved in my clubs on campus. I had a little bit more higher positions in things. I was the media production chair for Hootathon. Last year I was just like a miracle member. I wasn't even on a committee. So I really have stepped up my game there, and that was just really rewarding to help out with the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, CHOP, and to just really feel like I was working for a cause. Then with DKA, I served as the documentarian and the risk management chairperson, and I will be the treasurer for next year. So that's gonna be a lot more work than just being the head, just being the chair positions. But freshman year, I really was mostly just on committees. Then I've been on committees and chairperson, and now I'm gonna be really on the executive council, hopefully still on committees. So it's just kind of like adding more to the responsibility, but it just feels like that's once again like the right thing to do. I care so much about DKA. I really love being in the organization, and I wanna do the best I can with it. So I'm really happy to have this opportunity, and hopefully I don't totally mess it up. I'm gonna hopefully use my accounting skills. I'm already budgeting and used with Excel and spreadsheets. So hopefully it will all work out, and I know I have the support of the previous treasurer who absolutely killed it in her job. So I want to, follow in her footsteps and do her justice with that. Oh, I also volunteered to help out with the Philadelphia Asian American Film Festival, which was really cool. And I got to, as a volunteer, I help people like find the bathroom, come in, check in. And then I also got a free ticket to see something of my choice, and I got to see Dragon Masters and a Q&A with the filmmaker afterwards. And it was just really amazing, and I really hope to like stay involved with that scene. I went to Philly Fashion Week. I met more people. I actually talked to some of the designers this time. I was a little bit more bold, put my business cards out there. Nobody contacted me yet, but just gotta keep doing my best, trying, and one day things are gonna pay off. And it was just really fun. It was at the new Fashion District building. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the professionals. No, it doesn't. Oh God, I was about to say that wraps up professional stuff. I worked my butt off to get a summer internship that thankfully is still going on. I literally applied to over 70 places. I had a ton of interviews. I worked on my cover letters, went to the career center. I worked on my resume, and I got an internship with Samsung over the summer, and I'm pretty excited about it. They've done such a great job already. We've had all these like intern competitions and really staying in contact with everybody, and it just feels like it's already such a great community. And I'm so excited for the summer to like get to know people even more and work with them and make some great stuff and just like use my skills and learn new ones. So that wraps up the professional stuff. Now on to social. So I would say I think I was like probably about the same kind of social I was last year. Like I went to a couple parties. I'm still not a huge like party person, but I did of course try to go to a couple parties with people. I tried to hang out with my friends more. I wasn't in a dorm, so I had to make a little bit of effort in different ways to like see my friends who were suddenly not in the same building as me, but I still made sure to have movie nights with my friends. We would go out to lunch, we'd go out to dinner, I had brunch sometimes, we would go take little trips we went to the Philly Zoo, went just around Philadelphia. I went to New York City to see my best friend and to see the Downton Abbey movie. Obviously, just trying to take advantage of everything that I could. Oh, let's go study in a tech together. Let's go to the library and do work together. Let's we're just sitting here doing work and I see someone across the way, let's just go say hi, strike up a conversation. I definitely knew more people this year, so that I would say was like maybe something that boosted the social aspect. But otherwise I think I just had a better sense of balancing like me time, work time, and now you can go see somebody versus like in the dorm it's definitely a lot more like there's always people around. So that maybe was even in a way harder to balance that stuff. As far as like DKA goes, obviously we didn't have our retreat or our formal in the spring, but we had our retreat in Edison in the fall, and we had our like Roaring 20s party that we actually got to have in Mendenhall, which is like a really nice building on campus. I'm still not exactly sure how we got that, but magic happens. And I went to lots of football games, went to the basketball game. You know, we had a tailgate as an org, and family weekend was fun. So I really tried to like live up my life in college and explore. My sister came to visit. We went to Penn's Landing and this really fun like restaurant that she found at an old bank. Like that was like one weekend, but still, it's like you're trying to be social and explore the city. And I think I did a good job of that. I am pretty bummed that like we were missing out on all like the really nicer like warmy spring weather in Philly, because last year my friends and I went to Penn's Landing and there was like jazz, and I wanted to go on South Street, and there were all these things that I was looking forward to doing once the weather got better. That never really got to do this spring, but I'm hopeful that things will ease up. Maybe not over the summer, well, hopefully over the summer by some part of it, but in the fall I'll go back and just like really try to take advantage of that more. My friend and I we went to Oktoberfest in the fall. I just remember that. But like there's lots of things going on that I really try to take advantage of, because even though I love Philly, I don't plan on living in Philly like after college really. So I want to take advantage of the city while I'm there, and I want to take advantage of being around my friends like while we're all together, because you know people are starting to graduate, and then so like I'll be graduating and we'll be all over the place. So really just gotta like do our best to stay in touch while we can. And then I guess the final thing to talk about would be personal stuff. As far as like mental health wise goes, I think I've really gotten better in that regard. My therapist really helped, and I was in an eating group for the first semester. My nutritionist, I've really been working on like my body image and my disordered eating habits. I really kind of came clean about my disordered eating habits, and I really think that's been really beneficial, really helped me to feel more confident in myself and to just like myself more. So that's been like a really important part of growth for me, and I'm really proud of myself for that. And I'm, you know, grateful to my friends and family who listened to me and supported me, and have always been there to like help me out. And that's just been like so special to me to have them there and to know that like they're not going anywhere. My anxiety's also gotten a little better. I think I'm better at I don't know if I'm really better at coping with it or not, but I've been taking medication for it for the first time, and I do think that's really helped me. I'm sleeping better than I have in a long time, even though I do take a sleep aid still, but like I've been trying to like start weaning off it, and it's been like semi-productive, but it's still so much better than it used to be. And I just feel like I'm able to like not overwork myself. I'm able to like know when I've done enough work for a time, and I can just like try to calm down before when I wouldn't really be able to do that. So I'm really grateful for that just strength and growth opportunity. As far as like the romantic relationships go, it's kind of been a weird year. I did try to go on like some Bumble dates like way back in the beginning of the year. I just didn't really go anywhere, but they were fun. Like I got to meet some nice people, so that was cool. I didn't meet any like jerks or anything. And then it was really just kind of like trying to figure out, like trying to make sure that if you're like talking to somebody that you guys are on the same page, because you gotta communicate with people or things are gonna blow up in your face, or they don't blow up at all but nothing goes anywhere. So that's kind of what I learned. But you know, although I didn't have somebody I was like kind of focusing on the whole year, I really got to spend more time with my friends and just like me grow as a person, which I think is great. And then I guess like the big final thing personally is that I really felt like my faith grew a lot this year. I'm Catholic, if you didn't know, and I mean I've always been like, as far as I remember, like when I was little I didn't really care, but then you know I tried in high school and middle school. Like I was in my church choir, and I liked going to CCD and youth group and you know putting an effort in. And then I stayed going to church last year, and I went to some like religious clubs as well. They didn't always work out because they were at the same time as some of my other clubs, of course, because somehow magically everything's at the same time and you're like, what can I do, which should I pick? But this year, like I still made an effort, and I went to more spaghetti dinners and tried to get even more involved with the music ministry. I did this little retreat thing called the Busy Person's Retreat that literally changed my life, because I started doing this Ignatian meditation prayer and divine reading, and I've been praying with my sister coming back home, and I just really feel I'm like at a better place with God, and I'm really grateful for that, and this year for helping me to do that and to just like grow with myself and grow with God. And that's pretty much my year as far as I can remember. I know some parts of it may have been long, and I definitely didn't hit everything. And if someone's watching this and you're like, you missed some adventure we had, I didn't miss it. It just didn't come up in this video, so don't be mad at me. It was just like a really crazy year, you know. I left my teens behind. I'm now 20, and I'm really excited to see like what happens in the next 2 years of college and how I grow more as a person and grow in all these different ways, what I conquer academically, what I do with my film work, what I do with everything, and hopefully I'm just going to keep making great relationships with people and stick close to the friendships that I have that mean so much to me right now, and hopefully they will continue to mean the world to me. Yeah, that's my year. Tell me in the comment section down below about your year. How was it? Is it over yet? Like, what's up with you? And tell me anything, literally, and I will reply. If you like this video, please give it a nice thumbs up, and remember, hit the bell, subscribe so you don't miss more of my videos, and I will see you in another one. Bye guys.